Hi yogis, I'm Sarah Beth and welcome to the 15-minute Yoga for Flexibility. This is for all levels and modifications are on screen. Let's begin in a child's pose with your knees as wide as comfortable, big toes touching behind you, arms long, and forehead resting on the mat. Take a few deep breaths to relax and settle in. Slowly rise and make your way to downward facing dog. Reach your hips high and back and feel free to pedal out your legs as you press your chest towards your thighs. From here, walk your hands to the back of your mat for a deep forward fold with a chest expansion. Bend your knees to relax your back and interlace your hands behind your lower back, then press your knuckles up to the ceiling. Big inhale, and exhale, release your hands, then toe heel your feet together to touch. For halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins and press your heart forward for a long flat back. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise and reach your arms overhead for mountain pose. Then, as you exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips and bend your knees when your spine begins to round. Next is halfway lift. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Then forward fold. Just like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold. One more time. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Then exhale, fold and walk your hands forward into a high plank. Then drop your knees down to the mat for a modified high plank. Keep your core tight and neck in line with your spine. For a modified low plank, bend your elbows directly back to lower down halfway. Stop when your elbows hit your ribs. For upward facing dog, lift your knees and chest so your hands and tops of your feet are the only things on the mat. Then curl your toes under and reach your hips high and back for downward facing dog. On your next full inhale, look up to your hands and bend your knees. And as you exhale, step your feet to touch at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. For chair pose, bend your knees and sit back into your hips as you reach your arms overhead. The power should be in your lower body, so sit deeper and relax your shoulders. Big inhale. Exhale, fold. For halfway lift, find your flat back. Then exhale to fold and step your left foot back for Warrior One. Spin your back heel down and rise up. Reach your arms overhead and square your hips off to the top of your mat. If it helps, you can shorten your stance or take your hands to your hips and physically adjust right hip back, left hip. Anchor down through your feet as you find even more length through the crown of your head. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, plant both hands down and step your left foot forward for a halfway lift as you breathe in. As you breathe out, fold and step your right foot back. Spin your right heel down and rise up into Warrior One. Keep your hips squared off to the top of your mat and modify if you did on the other side, or physically adjust your hips. The arms then reach overhead as an extension of the length you're creating in your back leg. Big breath in. As you breathe out, take both hands down to the mat and step your back foot forward for one more halfway lift. Inhale. Then exhale, fold and step both feet back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high. And as you exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Stack your right knee on top of your right ankle, and then lower your back knee down to the mat. For Hanumanasana prep, shift your hips back so your right leg straightens out, and hinge from your hips so your upper body folds over your right leg. If you're feeling a little tight today, you might have to stay a little higher, and that's okay. It's better to get that hinging action from your hips than rounding in your lower back. Walk your hands forward as you bend your right knee and lift your back knee up off the mat. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling for a mild but active twist. Then lower your back knee down and reach your right arm back to grab onto your left ankle. And even if you aren't connecting hand to foot just yet, just by reaching, just by trying, you're deepening your practice. So wherever you are, breathe into the sensation that you feel. Gentle release. Step your right foot back to meet the left for a modified chaturanga high to low plank. Elbows graze the ribs. Then inhale, upward facing dog, open through your chest, legs are engaged. Exhale, send it back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, reach your left leg high. And then as you exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Drop your back knee down. Then shift your hips back for Hanumanasana prep. Learning to hinge from your hips will give you the most release in your hamstrings. Focus on creating a deep and relaxing breath. Walk your hands forward, lift your back knee, and reach your left arm up to the ceiling for your active twist. Stack your shoulders open. Then lower your back knee down and reach back to grab onto your ankle. Deepen your breath to help release tension as you open your hip flexor and quad. Gentle release. And for chaturanga, step your left foot back to meet your right and slowly lower your chest down halfway. Inhale, up dog, big back bend. Exhale, down dog, send your hips back. From here, come to lie down on your back with your feet flat and knees bent. For a figure four, place your right ankle on your left knee and stay here or thread your hands through your legs to interlace underneath your left thigh or shin. You should be feeling a pretty big opening in your right hip and glute area. Deepen your breath and relax whatever you don't need. Now use your right hand to grab the inner arch of your right foot. Open your right ankle up for half happy baby as you extend your left leg long down on the mat. Reach your left hand across to grab onto your right knee, and release your right hand to extend it out 90 degrees from your side. For a supine spinal twist, pull your right knee across your body. And come back to center. With both feet flat on the mat, take figure 4 with your left ankle on your right knee, and find a similar variation that you took on the other side. From here, use your left hand to grab the inner arch of your left foot for half happy baby. Gently open your left leg and lower your right leg long down on the mat. If ever this posture is just too intense, you can modify by grabbing onto your ankle or even keeping that extended leg bent. Reach your right hand across to grab your left knee and extend your left arm straight out from your side. For the twist, just draw your knee across your body and breathe deeply into your torso. Gently make your way back to center and squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball. Then release into Shavasana. With your legs out long, feet falling open, arms long by your sides, palms facing up. Gently close your eyes and relax your eyelids. Then take just a few slow, natural breaths in total relaxation. You're welcome to stay here in Shavasana, or roll over to one side and press yourself up to seated. Once seated, bring your hands together at heart center, and sealing the practice with the bow, Namaste.